always interesting. If we're working on that a video about architecture, it's interesting if we're working with something like
No,
France.
let's do your proposition, but then for the next question, lesson, I would like to talk with some related subjects about how to say. I always forget this name because it's so new for me. Como é que é móveis planejados? Interior and
You mean like furniture?
yeah,
Uh,
tailored furniture.
okay, right.
Tailored.
Tailor designed furniture. So you're talking about
Yeah,
because
and interior design, like that video that you showed me about the apartment. That was amazing.
but look, we can take a look at that apartment again today. Why not? If you feel that, especially now
Nice.
that you are negotiating with these people, you know, you spoke to a consultant and so on. Look, I have the video right here. Let me share this with you, and then next class we decide if we go back to finishing that video, friends, or something. Okay, look, about the, what's the name of the video? The 208 square feet minimalist micro apartment tour with transforming bed and table, right? Okay,
And you know what?
what?
João was saying that he learned with our lesson that other day.
Ah, yeah, when he was in the kitchen with you.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly this phrase about 300 square feet foot apartment. You know that
when we were talking about the plural of adjectives, that we should not apply the plural concept to an adjective, and then we have to decide if the way we are describing it, if we're describing it and using that word as an adjective or not. Yeah,
yeah,
basically that's it, wasn't it?
exactly. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Okay, so look, I'm gonna go ahead and share that tab with you. Here we go. Right. Do you remember that we had covered up to that point when he talked about that kind of a shelf that is next to the bed, and it's a pull out. I think he described it as a shelf. Let's have a look. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Because
A folding dining table, then a pull-out night table, and yeah,
yeah,
that was it.
okay, right. Because let's see. You can see my screen, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's okay.
Just a second. I'm loading it here. The connection seems to be okay. I don't know why this video is taking so long. Maybe I'm gonna reload the video page. 1 second. Just to make sure that everything is okay. Okay.
Hey everyone, in this video we're touring a 280 square foot micro condo. It's a fully functional home thanks to country, but there are lots of advantages to urban living that can't be ignored. For example, you might not need to own a car, which would save a lot of money. Having more businesses in close proximity means more job opportunity. Coat closet, and right next to it there's a stacked washer.
Look, I don't remember if we covered this when he explained that in this apartment there is a dryer and a washer.
No,
No, right?
we didn't reach this part.
Okay. So let me go back a little bit.
Yeah. I'm sorry, there is lots of noise today
Okay.
because they are doing a renovation downstairs and also some coffee here. So
Don't worry, it's fine. It's fine.
Space is not much bigger than the average tiny house, but at 20 feet long and 14 feet wide, the
Okay, the dimensions we've explored, right?
Yeah.
dimensions
Yeah.
make it a little easier to create an airy, open concept living space.
We talked about this word airy concept, living space.
Nary concept. Yeah. Living space.
For a long time, we've thought of alternative homes as being off-grid or tiny and usually built in rural areas where we can be close to nature.
Okay. I don't remember if we talked about this, that normally when they think about tiny houses, they think about tiny houses in the country.
Normally, yeah.
Yeah.
They are in the
But it's also
countryside.
possible to live a minimalist, tiny, or sustainable lifestyle in the city. The price tag of buying or renting a small space in the city can be higher than in the country, but there are lots of advantages to urban living that can't be ignored.
Okay. Right. What about this? Do you remember this part?
I remember, yeah, this part of the video, yeah, but it didn't explore that. That one.
Okay. We didn't explore it. Okay. Because the point here is that living in the city can be very expensive, right?
Yeah, it is, especially downtown.
And then he's talking about the advantages of urban living that can't be ignored, right?
For example, you might not need to own a car, which would save a lot of money. Having more businesses in close proximity means more job opportunities.
Okay, so what are the two arguments that he's exploring here?
You don't have. I cannot. I cannot use the same words, but you don't have the necessity to have a car. The
Okay.
need to have a car, and also I don't remember. Sorry. Can you play it again?
Yes, okay. Well, you're right about having a car, okay? It's just that he used the verb to own. You don't need to own a car, okay? But you're right, the interpretation is right. You don't need to have a car. And the other thing is that the fact that you're going to live somewhere with lots of business around, within the small distance, in other words, at close proximity, it means that there will be lots of job opportunities.
Yeah.
Living that can't be ignored. For example, you might not need to own a car, which would save a lot of money. Having more businesses in close proximity means more job opportunities. And by sharing a building with dozens or even hundreds of other people, the amount of land needed to sustain your lifestyle is drastically reduced.
Oh, it's kind of a way to use English that we are not used to. Then I cannot even reproduce, say it again with the same words. I cannot do it.
Well, but wait a second. We have to change your discourse. Well, I can't do it yet because this is because you see, the thing is, you've got to understand, Tatiana, that when we start doing this kind of thing in English, when we start practicing with things like that, I like to call it our hearing memory. In other words, we listen to something, we understand what people are saying, but when we have to, but when we try to reproduce what we've just heard, it's difficult to remember the words. We remember the main ideas, but the more we do that, the more we practice, the easier it becomes for us to retain more vocabulary, right? Okay, but don't worry about it. Just tell me what you understood. So there are a few factors here, like a few advantages to urban living that he is exploring, right?
Yeah. More business around, no need to own a car, and what were the last one? Oh my God.
Well, the last one is about the fact that each resident, right, would require
Less land.
yes,
Less
because
space.
if you're sharing a building like this, because a resident in this apartment, you know, where which they're showing us today, shares a building with like hundreds of people, right? So that means that the construction company that built this place, right? They needed much less land in order to build something that would accommodate a large number of people. And so the concept of sustainability here is explored.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because of the space and also the accessibility to the other to business, job, or markets and everything.
Yeah. So if we break this up into three areas, right? For instance, one of the first advantages is that you don't need to own a car, right? What is an advantage of not having to own a car if you live in a place like that? What is
The taxes that you pay with about the car,
so basically
the oil expenses with oil.
right. So basically you save a lot of money.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's one
Yeah.
thing. Uh-huh. Well, second, he said that living within close proximity to lots of different business means that you have a lot of
Job opportunities.
job opportunities, right? And the fact that a lot of people are going to share the same space, it means that in order to develop a residential unit like that, you need,
You need less space, less land.
that's it. Okay, these are the three things. I'm just gonna replay that. Here we go.
Lots of advantages to urban living that can't be ignored. For example, you might not need to own a car, which would save a lot of money. Having more businesses in close proximity means more job opportunities. And by sharing a building with dozens or even hundreds of other people, the amount of land needed to sustain your lifestyle is drastically reduced. With over half the world's population living in urban areas, we're excited to explore more small spaces and alternative lifestyles in cities, starting with this microcondo in
Okay, so at this point here, I suppose he used some numbers, right? Statistics. What did he say about the world population?
That I didn't get it. That is increasing.
Okay, wait a second. Let me go back.
I was focused on other keywords.
No problem, no problem. Okay. Let me just turn the subtitles on just to help you focus, okay, on
Yeah.
things that he's saying. Don't worry about it. Let's have a look.
The amount of land needed to sustain your lifestyle is drastically reduced. With over half the world's population living in urban areas, we're excited to explore more small spaces and alternative lifestyles in cities, starting with this microcondo in
Okay, basically this.
Half of the population live in the cities, the urban spaces.
In urban spaces, right? So what is the consequence of that for this company, for the guy making the video? He said
They
that,
need
yes.
no, they need where to live. They need apartment.
No, it's just that he said in the beginning that because of this, that half of the world's population is living in urban spaces. They feel excited about, they're motivated, they're excited about exploring spaces and alternative lifestyles like this microcondo.
Small spaces.
downtown Victoria, BC. So this is the entrance to the microcondo. When you first come in, on the right here, there's a coat closet. And right next to it, there's a stacked washer and dryer, which is great.
Okay. So he's at this point, right, he is at the very entrance to the building, right? Tell me what you understood. What did he explain?
He explained in the very entrance in the building, the apartment. They have he used a word that I could get because I was not reading about the dryer and the washer. That maybe it's because it's one over the other, and he said the word that I can remember.
Ah, okay. But you understood the message, right?
Yeah,
One over the other. Yeah. Actually, I think it might be more appropriate if we say that one is on top of the other. It's on the
on top.
on top of the other, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think Tatiana. Well, first of all, congratulations. You really understood that. That's exactly what he said, but he said with other words. Okay. Let's just take a break here and think about something that happened yesterday. Remember when we were talking about the episode of Friends?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember how much information we extracted by exploring two things? One, that Ross used the word embarrassment, and the fact that he used present perfect.
Embarrassment and present perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Do you
Just one sentence.
yeah. So do you remember my point? So my point is this, because that's the beauty of the language, and for us, because I mean, to me, you're my advanced students, right? So for us, advanced students exploring the language like this, it's really cool to do this, to explore techniques like this, with just some very specific keywords and key structural elements, we can communicate so much information. So first of all, about the word embarrassment, we concluded based on the context of that scene that Ross was worried that somebody was gonna get embarrassed, but that person was not him. He was not talking about himself. He was, because he said that he was trying to save her from any embarrassment, which meant that he was suggesting that she was going to embarrass herself. And then when he talked about their relationship, he used the word seesaw. He said that their relationship had been a heck of a seesaw. Yeah, and when he said that, look, Rachel, that relationship has been a heck of a seesaw. And then you actually offered this interpretation that in his mind, it was not completely over. So all of that was encapsulated in basically two words: embarrassment and the structure present perfect. Now here in the description of the apartment, we have something similar. This guy used one verb, which suggested to you that it's one on top of the other, which is the word stack.
Stack.
Do you know that word? S-T-A-C-K?
S-T-A-C-K. No, I didn't.
Well, a stack, Tatiana, is like a pile. For example, imagine that on my desk.
Ah, yeah. Mm-hmm. Stackable chair.
Yeah. So you see, I could have a stack of books here, a pile. So if I have a stack of something, it means that I put one on top of the other, and I form a stack. And he used that as a verb. He said, look, here at the entrance of this apartment on the right, we have a coat closet.
A coat closet.
Yeah, so that's the first thing he said, right? The way he described the closet. He said it was a coat closet.
Closet de casaco?
Yes. Because look, you live in a cold country, right? So when you go outside, you're always wearing a coat. So when you come inside the apartment, normally at the entrance, you need a place for you to take off your coat.
We do need this. Every apartment has it.
Every apartment, every house, they need something like this, don't they?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So I guess this idea, this concept is, it makes a lot of sense to you, I suppose. It does, doesn't it?
And also, yeah, it's a coat closet and also a shoes closet, because we don't use shoes inside the apartment, so you put them.
Okay, so the coat closet, right, is because of that. But so but when this apartment was designed, the designer, the architect, probably thought, okay, we're gonna need a coat hanger, a coat hanger, a coat closet. Coat hangers are the things inside. Okay, so we need a coat closet, right? But why don't we? And then here comes the cool thing, right? The designer probably thought, okay, why don't we stack the washer and the dryer there? Because it's all about saving spacing, isn't it? It's all about optimizing the use of space.
Yeah.
So listen.
And that's pretty common here because at my apartment I have the washer and the dryer stacked at the bathroom.
Yeah, I see. So let me play that part again.
So this is the entrance to the micro condo. When you first come in, on the right here, there's a coat closet. And right next to it, there's a...
Well, there's a coat closet.
Right next to it.
And right next to it. Because you see, the coat closet is the space to the right. And then he says, look, and right next to it, there is
a stacked washer and dryer, which is great to have.
Okay. So now, Tatiana, let's think about how interesting this kind of language it is for you professionally. Because think about this, you can find yourself in a meeting discussing the design, I don't know, the design of furniture or design of an apartment or a house in which this idea might appear, you know. For example, imagine that, I don't know, first people thought of having a laundry room, you know, a very big and spacious laundry
That's
room.
not Danish. That's not Danish. They don't have it here.
They don't have it.
In big houses they have it. Yeah, but
Yeah,
normally
but you understand what I'm saying. And then as a designer, you could approach, for example, another architect, or you could approach the owner of the house, the guy who's asking for the laundry room, and you could
actually I missed this word stack when I was in a shop buying my chairs for the balcony, and I couldn't say that because I didn't have the word in my mind and nothing to explain how to explain that, and then we do like.
Yeah, but you see, like you said before, first you use the preposition over. Remember, it's one over the other, which is fine.
On top of.
Which works. And then we have one on top of the other, which is fine too. But the cool thing about this one is that it sounds very technical, you know, and at the same time very logic, because a stack is like a pile. It's like one thing on top of the other. So the whole picture is already kind of encapsulated into the word, you know. And well, like I was saying, as a designer in a meeting, this might be a very useful piece of vocabulary for you in the future. Okay.
Definitely.
So you don't have to go to the laundromat. Over here on the left is the bathroom, and as you
laundromat. What's laundromat?
It's a place. It's a service for people who don't own washing machines or dryers at home. So they go to this place and they wash their clothes there.
By themselves, like
yes, it's a self-service thing.
There's a coat closet, and right next to it there's a stacked washer and dryer, which is great to have so you don't have to go to the laundromat. Over here on the left is the bathroom, and as you can see, the wall and the door are frosted glass, and that helps bring in some light from the rest of the condo into the bathroom, which...
Okay, so to the right we have the coat closet, right? And to the left
we have the bathroom with the walls and wall and door in frosted glass. That allows the light, natural lighting goes inside the bathroom.
Right, great. Oh, I think you picked up everything. Tell me something now, as a student, learning the language, and as an architect, as a designer, what do you think was interesting in this description that you consider a piece, like a piece of vocabulary that is very useful for you to reuse later on?
Of course, the materials, vocabulary, and technical words, but also the expressions that I cannot again reproduce about how the lights enter to the bathroom.
Well, actually, but you did. No, you
But
did.
not with the same words. I don't feel that I'm speaking properly.
Okay. and okay, but other than that, is there is there anything else that you thought it was interesting the way that you used it? Because what I'm saying is this. Remember when you described the coat closet and you said, well, it was interesting because he said something that suggested to me that one appliance was on top of the other, but I don't remember which word he used. Okay, I'm just trying to investigate if the same thing happened here. If you feel that
I didn't find nothing. Maybe. I didn't find
okay. Well, so let me share my experience with you then, because you see, the first time I watched this video, something that really kind of drew my attention, right, was the fact that this bathroom, the door to the bathroom, right, the way the door was installed is very interesting, because you have the wall and the door together. So
together
but
in the same.
yeah, but made of the same material.
Made of the same.
So if I had never seen this video, and if I had to explain to a person that, okay, there's a bathroom somewhere and there is a door. So for me, a door is a separate element. But in this case, it looks like they're kind of mixed, because the wall, next to the door, because you have that part of the door that swings in, so when you open the door, but you have that fixed plate of glass to the left that supports the door. So I would not know how to explain that. And I think it was interesting because it's so simple. It's the wall. You see, because I associate wall with something made of bricks and concrete. But a wall can be made of glass. And we have a situation like this here.
Because architects, they treat like the elements more like surfaces than separated ones.
Right.
And then when you notice it, the door and the wall are the same material and they seem to be the same element. That's your vision, because you're not used to it. And eu deixei isso passar porque pra mim é normal.
Mas
Entende?
olha só, presta atenção. Então volta para aquela história do Friends. Lembra que você falou assim, ó, então agora tu vai ter que conversar com o João, porque eu sou muito sucinta e não sei o quê, certo? É sobre isso que eu estou dizendo, entendeu? Porque assim, eu deixei passar, porque isso aí eu já entendo e tal. Aquela história lá do embarrassment, eu já tinha entendido. Beleza. Detalhe bom, já entendi. Na hora que eu for falar...
Vou passar a mensagem,
na hora que eu for explicar, eu vou conseguir explicar com naturalidade, com facilidade? Então, toma cuidado com isso, porque como você já é arquiteto e para você é fácil de entender, a pergunta que você tem que fazer, a próxima tem que ser, é fácil de entender, mas,
é fácil de explicar?
Mas para a Tatiana é fácil de explicar, porque se a resposta for não, então a gente vai ter que mudar isso, né? Então vamos lá. Let me go back a little bit.
Okay.
And as you can see, the wall and the door. You see, it's so simple to
The wall and the door are,
Yeah, because you see, what I'm trying to say is this: because I'm not an architect, right? I would go, oh my God, how am I going to explain that there is a door which is made of glass? Okay, that's easy. It's a glass door. But how do I explain the next thing, next to the door? And like you said, you explained this. We architects, we treat them like this. It's a surface. So it's like a wall surface. So it's the wall. And but for me, this is like a lesson. Look, it's so simple. The word wall encapsulates that message. So as you can see, the wall and the door
are frosted glass.
are frosted glass. That's it. End of the story. And then, of course, I have to make an effort to retain that information, to keep that information so that I can reuse it. Okay?
Yeah.
So I know that for you, this may sound silly because for you, it's so obvious, right? But
I just took an attention, but I did it. I did again. I didn't saw it. I didn't say it, but I've noticed that he pointed out the wall, the door are frosted glass, and that are the verb that he used. I paid attention on it. Yeah.
So just to highlight, right? So here's the wall, here's the door. And then he simply said, okay, now look at these two elements here. They are. It isn't like that. We're talking about two elements. And
he's describing that element. Yeah.
And they're frosted glass. So simple, right? Because you see, for us, there's another lesson here. It's about keeping it simple, because sometimes we complicate, even in the way we describe things. Something that is actually simple. Okay?
Nice.
Right. And then there's something about the light now, right?
And that helps bring in some light from the rest of the condo into the bathroom.
So how did he describe the light? So the fact that the door and the wall are frosted glass, what's the advantage of that?
That helps bring natural light or something like that.
Yes.
Inside the bathroom, into the bathroom.
Yes. Okay. And then going back to something we were discussing earlier in the course about how uncomfortable you feel with phrasal verbs sometimes. He just used it because he said, look, that helps bring in light from the rest of the condo into the bathroom. See the phrasal verb?
And that helps bring in some.
See?
Yeah, it's not only natural light. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's a phrasal verb.
Bring in light.
Because you see, again, this is something that I consider very important for you. This very simple way he is describing light in the concept, in the design of this apartment. Because as an architect, when you're designing a house, or when you're designing the bedroom, or I don't know, the kitchen, you always take into consideration, right? Whether or not you're going to have big windows, if you're going to have glass windows, because natural
light is always an issue, and especially here that we don't have much light at winter time.
So it's a very important, right? It's a key factor in the design. Yeah. Okay. So moving on.
Light from the rest of the condo into the bathroom, which is great because the bathroom is small and it doesn't have a window. It's a pretty standard bathroom with a sink, toilet, and a shower in the back wall. And the shower.
Okay. So this thing about the light in this condo, right? This is particularly important, isn't it?
Yeah, because the bathroom doesn't have window, and it's a small one. It's a small one. Sorry.
It's a small bathroom, right? Did you notice that he also used the word standard?
Yeah. It's a pretty standard bathroom.
Right. Why did he say that this is a pretty standard bathroom?
Because the bathroom, when we do a plan of an apartment, we just take the same format and
Okay, but
but
but wait a sec. No, but wait a sec.
No, I'm just kidding.
No,
It's
no, I
just
no, no,
because-
no, no, no. I understood. I understood. But I'm doing this because I want to help you extract more from the language that they're using. Okay, you're answering with your experience, and I'm trying to get you to answer with his content, right? So it's a pretty standard bathroom. He explained. He said, okay. But what does that mean if we consider the language he's using? Why is that bathroom standard?
because there is the basic elements
Which
of a bathroom,
which are
which are which are the shower, the sink, and the I don't know how to say privada.
but he said. But do you understand what do you understand what I'm trying to show you? Because you see, again, o que acontece? Porque você já entende, já sabe. Não, Alfredo, quando a gente desenha um banheiro, cara, é padrão. Eu sei que tu entende. Só que daí quando tu entende, tu abstrai, tu coloca, eu já entendi. Tá, que eu sei que você já
Agora
entendeu.
fala privada, não sei.
Agora fala o que o cara falou. Porque ele falou o inglês, o jargão técnico da tua área. Então, você tem que tomar cuidado para não explicar com o teu conhecimento. Você pode usar o teu conhecimento para auxiliar. Só que o que você faz de uma maneira, talvez, até sem saber, Tatiana, é assim, ó. Você troca um pelo outro. Entendeu? O que ele falou? Então, assim, ó, entenda isso, mas não entenda de uma forma negativa. O Alfredo é um mala. Porque eu sou também. Mas assim, ó, o que eu quero dizer assim, ó. O que é prioridade para nós do ponto de vista didático?
Vocabulário, expressão.
Não, o que é prioridade para nós é o que ele falou. E, inclusive, ele pode até falar besteira, que você pode discordar. Só que cuida para não discordar primeiro. Porque primeiro tu tem que me mostrar que tu entendeu o que ele falou.
Beleza.
E o que é me mostrar que você entendeu o que ele falou? Assim, ó, Alfredo, he said that bathroom, right? It's a small bathroom. And it's pretty standard. Why? Because it has a sink, a toilet, que tu perdeu, mas ele falou, a toilet, and a shower in the back wall. Você entendeu?
In the back wall.
Ó, percebeu o que eu estou fazendo? Eu estou sendo super fiel ao que ele falou.
Literal.
Yes, because then I practice that kind of language.
Okay. Let's do it.
But if I don't do that, you know, if instead of doing that, I think, okay, I'm an architect, I know what a standard bathroom is, and I try to describe a standard bathroom with my vocabulary. Oh, but I don't remember privada. Oh my God. And then you get stuck. You understand?
Right.
You understand the strategy? Yes?
Okay.
Okay.
Focus on the language.
Right. So let's go back a little bit. Here we go.
To the bathroom, which is great because the bathroom is small and it doesn't have a window. It's a pretty standard bathroom with a sink, toilet, and a shower in the back wall, and the shower is actually quite large and comfortable for the space.
Okay, so do it again. Start from the beginning, right? So he said that the bathroom is small.
Small, yeah, and pretty standard. And there is a sink, a toilet, and a shower in the back wall. And there is the shower is actually quite large. That I can read.
But you can use, of course, you can use it. So you see, the shower is actually quite large and comfortable for the space.
Yeah.
The toilet is a tankless toilet, so it sits nice and close to the back wall. I actually really like the sink in the bathroom. It's quite large and quite deep. Under the sink, there's a big drawer with a shelf above it. There's also this huge...
Okay. So he talked about a few features in the bathroom that he likes. Let's start with the toilet. Do you remember what he said?
It's without tank. He used an expression to say that's it's without tank.
Okay, you're right. The interpretation is perfect. Okay, continue. And why is this
And
good? Why is this good? The fact that it's a toilet without a tank. This is a positive thing, isn't it?
yeah, because then we have more space in front of the toilet.
Ah, okay. Great. Okay.
Yeah.
Um yes, okay. But once again, I want to highlight this because this is and I want you to relax about this because this is going to change gradually, okay, Tatiana?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's really interesting what's happening to you. You get the message, but then the word slips away like stack. You understood the message, but you couldn't remember the word. Here he said the same thing. So, but he didn't use the word without. He said something about the toilet that
Tank
suggests
off. Tank off.
no,
No.
it's a tankless toilet.
Tankless, of course. Tankless.
Okay. And why is it nice? And then you explained it well. You said, well, it's because you have more space in front of the toilet, right? But actually, he
Mm-hmm.
said the same thing, but in a different way. He said that the toilet, because it doesn't have a tank, because it's a tankless, it sits nicely close to the back wall, to the wall.
It's nice.
And
So,
then the consequence of that, of course, is that you've got more space in front of the toilet. Okay? Listen to him one more time. Look, can you read that for me?
the toilet is a tankless toilet, so it sits nice and close to the back wall. Sits nice.
Yeah?
Mm.
Did you okay, so for you as a student and as an architect now, what is interesting here? What should we extract? What lesson should we learn?
Tankless, of course, that I couldn't remember.
Tankless? Uh-huh. What
Yeah,
else?
didn't remember. And then it sits nice. I've never heard this expression.
Yeah, right.
And close to the back wall,
Uh-huh.
everything,
Yeah. So
everything.
it sits nice and close to the back wall, right?
Mhm.
Okay. And but Tatiana, this verb here in particular, the verb to sit, uh, doesn't it seem like something very interesting for us to incorporate into our vocabulary as designers, as architects? What do you think?
Yeah, so it's like
Do you know why I'm saying this to you? Because for me, this is very interesting. Because we have things like this in Portuguese, but we don't think about and we don't question this. Let me give you an example. Tá, cara, o pedreiro tá vindo aqui em casa hoje à tarde. Ah, por quê? Ah, não, porque ele vai assentar a privada. Cara, o que é assentar uma privada?
colocar no lugar,
Não é
sit,
colocar no lugar? E o assentar não vem do verbo sentar? Né? Não é uma
exato.
combinação, não é uma palavra que deriva da outra? Só que a gente não questiona isso em português. Mas quando a gente vai aprender inglês, a gente questiona tudo, né? Mas, não, entendeu o que eu quero dizer? E ao mesmo tempo, olha aquele exercício legal de fazer. É olhar para isso aqui e falar assim, ah, cara, olha só. Quer dizer que eu posso usar esse verbo, que é o verbo to sit, né? Só que nesse caso, ó, eu só usei um exemplo, tá? Eu não estou sugerindo que ele está falando de assentamento aqui, que a gente vai assentar. Não, ele está dizendo assim, ó, que
Tá no lugar.
ele tá ali, nesse lugar, bonitinho ali, ó, perto da parede, né? Mas é interessante que ele usa o verbo to sit. E é um verbo que a gente pode usar para descrever o posicionamento, onde um determinado elemento está posicionado. Então eu acho super interessante, ao fazer esse tipo de exercício, fazer essa análise, ok? Anyway, so the tankless toilet, in other words, a toilet without a tank, sits nice and close to the back wall.
I actually really like the sink in the bathroom. It's quite large and quite deep. Under the sink, there's a big drawer with a shelf above it. There's also this huge...
Okay, so how did he describe the sink?
He likes the sink.
Why?
He actually likes the sink because because it's quite large
And
and big,
deep.
deep,
Uh-huh.
large and deep,
Yeah.
large and deep.
Because I think that's another interesting thing. It's just one small detail, but from a description point of view, it's quite interesting because you see, when we describe a sink, if we only use the word large, I imagine something big. But because I'm talking about a sink, there are sinks which are large, but they're not necessarily deep. Some of them are shallow. So I think it's interesting because when he does that, he really paints a picture to us. I know that we're watching the video and we can see the sink, but those two words help us to really to really focus on these two characteristics. So the bathroom is small, but it's not a tiny sink. No, it's a quite large sink, which is also deep. Okay, I think this is interesting and it's important because it means that we can think about the amount of water that sink can contain. And under the sink,
Under the sink there is a drawer.
and above the drawer there's a shelf.
A shelf.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, right here, a shelf above. And now he's gonna describe the bathroom cabinet. Okay?
Huge double door medicine cabinet behind the mirror. And over here across from the toilet is a built-in shelf. It's obviously pretty shallow, so more.
Okay, I loved this part here. I have lots of things to discuss with you. Tell me what you understood. So first he talked about the medicine cabinet, right?
Yeah, the medicine cabinet. He was like on the back of the mirror, something like this.
Yeah, behind the mirror.
Behind.
Because you've got a mirror, right? But a lot of people might think, oh, that's beautiful. We've got a mirror here.
Mirror,
Oh,
yeah.
but there's more to it. It's not just a mirror. Because behind the mirror, we have a medicine cabinet. And then?
And he said something about across the bathroom.
So across from the toilet, right? Because you see, the toilet is a reference point. And over here,
Across from what
the
does it
toilet
mean?
is a built.
I'm sorry, what was
what does it mean across from the toilet exactly?
Well, look at the picture. Look, tell me something. You see where the shallow shelf is? What I mean is this. He described these shelves as shallow. You see, they're not deep like the sink. The sink is deep. But this shelf here, or these shelves, they're not. Right? So let's think about their location, okay? Are they next to the sink?
Are they next to the sink? No.
No, they're not. Are they next to the door?
No.
Okay, so where are they? Well, they're across from the toilet. The toilet is here. So you see, they're not next to the toilet. No, they are across from the toilet. So in other words, the word across is used to convey a message of direction.
Okay.
Okay? So for example, where you live, okay? Just think about the apartment where you live and try to answer to me as fast as possible, right? Is there a drugstore across from your building? Where you live? From your house?
Sorry?
You live in an apartment building, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So across from the place where you live, is there a drugstore?
Yeah, there is one.
Yes, really? Right across from your building?
Across? No. What? I didn't get what is across from. Yeah.
for example, look, let me tell you about the place where I have this school.
It's like
Okay?
in front, kind of in front of.
Exactly. You cross the street. So, for example, where I have the school, if you leave the building, okay, where my office is, and you cross the street, you're gonna find a supermarket. So, Fredo, where's the supermarket? Well, it's across the street from my office.
Okay.
So, where is the shallow shelf? Well, it's across from the toilet. It's over here. Oh, it's right here. But what is over here? Well, over here is across from the toilet. Notice that it's not across from the sink.
Yeah.
And it's not, okay? It's across from the toilet. In other words, if I'm sitting on the toilet, right in front of me, there's a shelf.
Okay.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, my dear Tatiana, okay, so we're gonna stop here today. We're gonna stop in the bathroom, okay, where he's describing the shelf across from the toilet, okay? Next class, we're going to pick up from where we left off. We left off at this point.